It is time that you exit your lazy era for good and become the productive girly that you have been dreaming of, and here is how. You are not only going to get the motivation you need to get your lazy butt out of bed and start working on your dream life, but you're going to get productivity hacks that are actually sustainable, that are going to make you feel good about yourself and help you actually end your lazy girl era for good. Full disclosure, this episode is going to contain some harsh truths, but they're going to contain all of the secrets to actually getting you out of your lazy girl era. So if you want to feel the most motivated that you've ever felt before, keep watching. Today, we're going to be talking about the root cause of laziness, how to kill your I'll do it when I feel like it mindsets, productivity hacks for lazy girlies, and how to build discipline that is going to get you to your dream life. Hi, welcome back to the Get Up and Glow podcast. I'm your host, Madison Haynes, your glow up self-improvement fairy godmother. And I already know that you are a busy girly with big dreams and you need me to get to the point, so I'm going to jump right into this video so you can start exiting your lazy girl era. Chapter 1, root cause. If you want to stop being so lazy, you need to figure out why the heck you feel so lazy in the first place. Often, procrastination is just due to fear or the anxiety of the unknown of getting up and starting that new thing or new task. So ask yourself, what is holding you back? Is it your lack of resources? Are you just not confident enough and you don't have the motivation to get out of bed and go to that party because you think everyone's going to hate you and everything's going to go wrong? Figure out what the root cause of your laziness is, because I can almost guarantee you it's just not, oh, I don't feel motivated to do anything. I just really just want to sit in bed. No, look deeper, okay? It's time we look inward to really figure out why all we want to do is sit on the couch, not have friends, not want to go out and live that dream life or start working towards the life that you know you're capable of doing. Ask yourself why and dig deep. Only then you'll figure out how to actually tackle this problem. Controversial opinion, but laziness doesn't exist. What lazy people really do is just procrastinate. What you have is tiredness. You have self-doubts. You have the unwillingness to get up and do stuff because of whatever underlying issue you're going through. But instead of dealing with it, journaling about it, getting the help that you need, you just chalk it off as, oh, I'm just really lazy. And then you use that as a way to settle in your life. Do you have a vision for yourself? Because if you did, you would understand who that person is and what type of habits they'd have to do on a daily basis to be able to achieve that vision, that dream life. And if you do have a dream vision and you already know those habits that you should be doing on a daily basis to get you further on your self-improvement journey, but you choose not to just because you're lazy. Why? You might not have anything to look forward to, interests or passions. Figure that out. Plan a weekend trip. And if you don't have enough money, plan your dream vacation of somewhere you always would want to go, and then use that as motivation to get out of bed when you're lazy. Think, I'm going to work harder because one day I'm going to go on that dream trip. You need to find your passion and use that as leverage to get yourself out of bed every day. Because if you feel like you have nothing to live for or nothing to do, I understand why you're not getting out of bed, because you feel like there is nothing better on the other side of that laziness. But there is, I promise you. Whatever setbacks you think, whatever self-limiting thoughts that are in your mind right now, crush them, okay? You can do it and you will do it. You are capable of achieving so much in this world. And if you think, I don't have the resources, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm too young, 101 different excuses, you need to crush that right now. Stop making excuses. Anyone can do anything they want with little to no resources at all. Yes, it may be harder for some. Yes, it's going to take a lot of work, but I can guarantee you right now there's people working on your dream life way harder than you. And those people who show up for themselves every single day when they don't feel like it, wake up early when it's hard, keep working, keep trying, because they know that eventually it will lead them to their end result. They're going to achieve their dream life. But the people who just scroll and judge and view everyone's lives on social media will never get to that same life like the other person did, because they simply are not motivated and disciplined enough to work for it and earn it. That is not you. You are good enough. You are trying. You are showing up for yourself every single day. And yes, in moments you might feel lazy, but there's a difference between laziness and needing self-care. Know the difference. Breaks are essential. Watching Netflix is okay. Going on your phone and enjoying it, that can be productive too. But when your free time interferes with your dream life and you not being able to achieve specific tasks, meet deadlines, then it is a problem. And regardless of where you are on that spectrum, even if you are already a motivated girly, this episode is going to help you achieve your dream life even faster. So keep listening. Remind yourself that being lazy is a privilege. If you are lazy, you are privileged. Hear me out. Some people in the world have to work 12-hour days just to put a roof over their families' heads. Some people are consistently hustling just for the bare minimum so they can survive. But if you're able to spend all day in a house with a roof, in your bed, with Wi-Fi and a device to watch Netflix, to scroll on. You are privileged. It sounds like you have a pretty smooth life because only someone who has a lot of money, has a lot of resources readily available to them, is able to just ignore their responsibilities and sit down and chill all day. So in your lazy era, sometimes it's important to check your privilege. Oh, I feel too lazy. I don't want to work today. I don't want to do that homework assignment. Guess what? There's a million people out there in the world who would kill to be able to go to school, to be able to have a job, to be able to do that exact piece of work that you hate and you're dreading so much right now. So sometimes when you feel so lazy, checking your own privilege and just being aware of the situation that it's just not that deep. In reality, your thing that you're procrastinating is actually, in fact, a blessing to your life, and switching that mindset on from the negative to the positive is going to be what you need to actually freaking do the job. Have you become too comfortable? In our society right now, it's easy to do nothing. I feel like we are in such a world where everyone is just constantly consumed by technology. We're distracted by it, point blank, period. Ask yourself, what are you doing to use technology to your advantage? Make sure your TikTok, your Instagram algorithm is pushing out motivational content that is going to teach you something, content that is going to lift you up, make you feel good, give you a laugh, add positivity to your life, not the opposite. If you're consuming a substance or anything that you know is making you lazy, you need to get a hold of that. Practice that self-discipline to not allow that into your life frequently. Working on yourself and choosing to get up in moments when you don't feel like it, in moments when it is hard, is not easy. But you have a choice. You can continue to sit down, make excuses, and get nowhere. Or you can get up and start working towards the life that you know you can achieve. Life is hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but be harder. Be resilient. Don't let life get you down, okay? When something is thrown at you and you think, oh my God, my world is going to crumble down below me, deal with those emotions, process them, and get the heck back up. Just know that when you're on Instagram, when you're on Pinterest and you see everyone living the lives that you wish you could have, those people didn't get to those places just effortlessly. What you don't see behind those photos is the years, the decades of struggle, educating themselves, working hard at school, endless nights studying, tears being shed. And even those successful people now still go through so many adversities every day. It is not easy, but you do it anyways because that's what successful people do. You need to rediscover your spark. Un-F your life. Make those small steps now, okay? If you look around and you're in a messy environment, I want you to get up as you listen to this video and start cleaning as I'm speaking to you. Clean your room. Take care of your space. You are worth that. Why do you believe that you deserve to live in a messy environment? Clean space, clean mind. Why do you think that you are not good enough to just pick up that clothing item after taking it off, folding it, and putting it away? It takes 5 seconds. But you know, by taking those 5 seconds, your life would be better because when you wake up in the morning, the clothes are on the floor. You don't step on them. You don't have to inevitably clean it up later. You're taking those 5 seconds, and because you always do that, you always have a clean room. So you wake up and you feel good about yourself. You start eating better because you know that has a direct result not only on how you look, but how you feel, your health. So you've invested in yourself. You found healthy snacks that taste delicious that you actually enjoy. You go up, you get outside, and you just experience life. You hang out with those positive friends. You just go on a hike or a walk. You get inspiration from that. And you use that inspiration. You use those daily Pinterest scrolls to figure out what you want out of your life and use that as motivation to get yourself up out of bed every morning. This is the time when you do have your dream life, your future self will look back and fondly on these memories. You had no idea what good was coming to you, but you still chose to keep getting up day after day, after people telling you you're not good enough, after being exhausted, after feeling like your dreams just won't happen, and having that discipline when all of your other friends just sat there drinking every single night, not making good choices, but you chose to not do that. You chose to invest in yourself, and then your future self is going to look back and be like, thank you. Make your younger self and your future self proud. Start living your life now. Chapter 2, why you need to stop waiting until you feel like it and how it is ruining your life. Change your brain, change the game. Laziness is a habit. Stop identifying as someone who's lazy. There's a study that came out specifically for smokers who are trying to quit smoking. When offered a cigarette by somebody else, there's 2 types of those smokers. The ones that said, oh no, thank you, I'm trying to quit. And the others that say, no, thank you, I don't smoke. Guess which ones had a higher chance of actually quitting smoking? The ones that identified as people who didn't smoke. How you see and speak to yourself is everything. So why do you keep talking down on yourself? Why do you keep using those self-deprecating jokes in front of your friends? You are good enough. You are worthy. You deserve to talk to yourself as you would talk about your best friend. You need to start taking action even when you don't feel like taking action. You just need to have that mindset shift. So when you're done using a dish, instead of just saying, okay, I don't feel like it now, I'm just gonna put it in the sink later. No, you don't have that choice. You're gonna get up, you're gonna take that 5 seconds to walk over to the kitchen and put your dish into the dishwasher. By training yourself to take those 5 extra seconds for many different scenarios, you're not only saving yourself hours of time and being more productive, but you're taking action even in moments when you don't feel like it. Because the reality is, you won't always feel like it. You're not going to always feel like waking up early. You're not always going to feel like working on that project. You're not always going to feel like even going out and hanging out with your friends. But here's the thing, by giving in to yourself in that temporary moment, giving you temporary happiness because you get to sit at home and watch TV or do whatever you want, not when you're burnt out, but just because you feel lazy, you are doing yourself a disservice. How do you want to look back at your life? In your 20s, do you want to say, well, I really did a great job sitting at home and binge watching every possible series that came out on TV? Or do you want to say, wow, I lived my 20s. I went out with friends. I went on solo dates. I worked on a side project that got me to where I wanted to be, to my dream life. I taught myself how to work out. I learned more about health and how to properly feed my body. And because I taught myself all of those healthy characteristics and I showed up for myself every day, even when, goodness, I did not feel like it, I'm living my dream life. We live in a world where nothing's free and time is the most expensive commodity of all. If you keep waiting to feel like it, you are going to waste years of your life. Don't wait until it is too late to get out and live, to go be inspired, to have fun. Because trust me when I say, when you are lazy, the only thing that is worse than actually getting up and doing whatever you're procrastinating on is staying in bed and waiting for years down the road when you look back at your life right now and think, why did I do that to myself? Look at all the things I could have done and could have accomplished if I had just frickin' got up and worked. Don't disappoint your future self. The choices you make right now, even the littlest things, will have the most detrimental impact on the person that you are going to become. So it's not just a matter of laziness. You're currently making decisions that will make or break your future. So answer this. What is worse? Clicking off of your Netflix show and doing something productive with your Sunday? Or staying lazy, staying in bed, and missing out on the life that you could have lived when you watch other people live theirs? Okay, now it is time to give you productivity tips if you want to get 24 hours or more back into your week every single week. I'm going to give that to you. But first, show me that you've made it through to this part of the video and comment self-improvement queen in the comments. Or if you're watching on a podcast platform, give this podcast a review. I read every single one of your comments and reviews, and they make me happy cry every single time. So genuinely, thank you for taking the time to do that. Chapter 3, Hot Girl Productivity Habits. You are who you hang around with. Be careful of the type of people you allow yourself to be surrounded by. If you currently have no motivation, look around at your friend group and ask yourself, are these people who are trying to also be the best version of themselves? Do they have a passion? Do they have something that excites them in life? Are they happy people? Because there's nothing more motivating than having friends who are really trying to be the best at something. Because when you see a friend doing well, studying, working on themselves, it is so motivating. Not only does that serve as an outlet for you to go and bounce ideas off of, to talk about self-improvement, to just have that positive manifestations come through every time you speak to each other, you'll realize that the joy that you feel after accomplishing a milestone, or even just something as small as, I want to deep clean my room, declutter my room, that is going to give you so much more joy than the joy that you feel by just doing nothing. Humans learn best by seeing other people model good behaviors. Now, a great place to start if you are trying to be more productive is just solely tracking down the things you do on a daily basis. Open your notes app and start saying, I got up at 8 a.m. I ate leftover pizza for breakfast. I went to work, etc., etc. Then after the day ends, go back to all the tasks that you've documented and use what I like to call the traffic light theory. Let's say you woke up at 6 a.m. That's going to be a green light, a good task. But then eating pizza for breakfast, that's red, okay? Obviously, that's bad. Assign the productive tasks as green lights and then have the ones that you know are not serving you as red and the in-between ones as yellow. Then you can use that to determine your time wasters. That is a clear indication of things that you need to change in your life, and start with the red tasks. Once you figure out all of the time that you are wasting, focus your time on things that give you a high ROI. Think of your return on time spent and start prioritizing your time doing the things that give you the most value. Something that is going to save you hours every single week is creating a portable to-do list. Create a list of things that you could do either just mentally or on your phone. Things like deleting old photos, things like creating your grocery list. So then when you're on the go, when you're commuting, when you have time in between classes, when you are just have that free moment of time where you typically take out your phone and spend 5 minutes scrolling 20 times in your day, instead, pull out that portable to-do list and work on something from the list. When you're commuting to work or going to your parents' house, just sitting in the car doing nothing, that is potentially 2 hours a day where you could be more productive. And yes, you might say, oh, I don't feel like it. But guess what? Once you start practicing this, once you start showing up for yourself, you will know how good it feels to use that portable to-do list to your advantage, and you're going to be addicted. Stop feeling entitled to relaxation 24/7. Use your laziness as a reward, not a barrier. So look forward to your lazy moments, plan them out, but use them as motivators. There is nothing like after a long day when you are so proud of yourself for showing up even when you didn't want to, then getting home, opening your freshly washed, made bed, and just relaxing. It is so rewarding. It feels so nice. But going to bed after a long day of just watching Netflix, it just seems pointless. Emily Dickinson once wrote that the finest moments earn their color by the deprivation of preceding hours. In other words, when you're hungry, food tastes better. Rest is better after a hard day's work. And you can be more carefree and have more fun when you know work is done. There's just something in our human psyche that when we earn that reward, it just feels better. And it also does wonders for your self-esteem. So if you don't feel good enough, if you think, oh, I'm a lazy person, I'll never change, just show up for yourself. It could be as simple as saying, okay, it's the weekend. I'm going to make a list of 3 things I really have been putting off, and I'm going to do that. And then again, plan out your fun self-care night. Another super fun productivity tip is just throwing it back to when you were a child. Pretend that you have a drill sergeant in your head. Every time I'm tempted to just not do something, that little mental drill sergeant is like, nope, absolutely not. You cannot do that. To get my lazy butt up, to get moving, to get things done. I know that sounds crazy, but trust me, it is just a fun way of keeping yourself accountable. Just romanticize it. Sometimes that helps in moments when you really just feel like you don't want to do it. You can break your tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Sometimes when you're faced with a big task, it can be so overwhelming, but what you can do for yourself is take, again, that macro level goal and make little micro level goals to go along with it. And then each day, assign yourself those micro goals so you can feel good about working to that big outcome, but you're not so overwhelmed by it. Set deadlines for yourself. This is going to help you not procrastinate. It's also not going to allow you to take way too long to get one task done. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve just by solely time blocking your day. And yes, definitely make sure you time block time to eat, time block time to relax. But by setting time-related deadlines to your goals, it's going to help you stay on track. Create a schedule, create a list of your hot girl daily must-dos. For me, that is kombucha on an empty stomach in the morning, taking my vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, probiotic, omega-3, ginkgo. All of those vitamins are good for your glow-up journey. Doing 100 sit-ups every day, making my bed in the morning, doing my Fly Lady checklist. I have a list of my hot girl to-do non-negotiables and make sure I do those every single day. They're just automated to me. Find a motivator. Sometimes being on your phone is productive. You can set 3 minutes in the morning to go and scroll on Pinterest. For instance, if you're always lazy and you can't break the habit of going on your phone when you first wake up, use it as motivation instead. Go on TikTok and have an album called Motivation and save all of the videos that are just like, wow, this is igniting the fire within my soul, and watch those. The Pomodoro method can also save you a lot of time and help you be more productive. Essentially, you can either use a timer on your phone or you can go one step further and buy a cute aesthetic timer from Amazon. So you can either use a 30-minute timer or a 1-hour timer and work as hard as you can with no distractions in that time frame. And then if you're working on the 30-minute Pomodoro, you can have a 5-minute break every 30 minutes. So you work for 30 minutes, you take a 5-minute break, you repeat. And if you're doing it for an hour, you work for an hour, you take a 10-minute break, and then you repeat. This is actually a proven method to make you more productive, and you will feel way less burnt out. Take care of yourself in the same way as you would take care of your child. Okay, you wouldn't let your child eat junk food all day long, stay up until 1 a.m., and sleep in till noon. Give yourself that love. You're so worthy of that. Reading. Listening to self-improvement podcasts or self-improvement audiobooks while you do other tasks, just habit stacking in general, is so productive because that is going to help you stay inspired. Because if you just watch this video and say, okay, I have the habits I need to know, I have the motivation to not be lazy anymore, that motivation can dwindle down over time. So keep yourself on your self-improvement journey by continuously consuming self-improvement content. Humble plug, like the Get Up and Glow podcast, subscribe if you already haven't. Chapter 4, how to say goodbye to your lazy girl era once and for all and practice discipline. Self-growth is like a boomerang. You can throw it out with all the motivation that you have, but eventually it's just going to come right back to you. If you want to truly exit this era, you need to learn and continuously practice discipline. Do not trust motivation. Motivation is good. Yeah, it makes you feel great in the moment. Yeah, it's going to be the thing that's going to get you up in that time period. But it's easy to start something or to do something when you are motivated. But the thing that is harder, the thing that's going to separate you from the others is discipline, is choosing to do things when you aren't motivated, when nothing will work, when nothing is going to help motivate you, but doing it anyways. Motivation isn't going to always be there, and you don't want to lose those healthy habits that you've set in place just because it's gone and you're not disciplined enough to keep going with it. Build your habits based on your willpower. When you're starting, set yourself up for success. Don't say, I'm going to read one book every week. Instead, say, I'm going to read 10 pages a night. 10 pages is a lot easier to do, so you are going to achieve that, feel good about yourself, and then you're going to keep reading more as a result. Don't set yourself up for unrealistic expectations that are going to do nothing but burn you out, and as a result, make you unmotivated. Find the habits that you know, I'm always going to have the willpower to do that, and start with those first. And then you're going to set yourself up by feeling good about yourself, knowing that you can achieve it, saying, oh, I can do this and I will. And then over time in your self-improvement journey, you can start with those harder tasks. Be aware that you are choosing to do many things in life solely because of dopamine. Dopamine essentially makes your brain happy. And things like watching TV, the internet, eating processed foods, etc. gives you a lot of dopamine, which is why they're so enjoyable, which is why they're so addicting. But did you know that by being exposed to too much dopamine over a long period of time can reduce your dopamine receptors? Essentially, lower dopamine means you can't concentrate. Lower dopamine means you're unmotivated. It is no coincidence that we are living in a world where there's more depressed people than ever before, more anxious people than ever before. By being exposed to your phone, by being exposed to things that make you happy in the moment, you are ruining your brain because you are teaching yourself to always have that hit of dopamine. So when your phone goes away, when you can't eat anymore, you're instantly sad and you don't know what to do about it. So you want to keep picking up your phone. You're addicted to scrolling. You want to keep watching TV. That's all you think about. But by breaking up with those bad habits, you will be happier as a result because it is not normal to be exposed to that much dopamine at once. Companies know this, and they'll do things like integrate sugar in every type of food possible. Have you read your ingredients labels yet? That messes with your brain. Or things like TikTok being designed solely to keep you on that app as long as you possibly can. The same thing goes for video games, for movies, anything. It tries to keep you watching for longer. So what is the lesson that we can take away from that? Lessen those activities that give you instant dopamine that don't add any value to your life. This will allow you to have a natural amount of dopamine, and that is going to make it so much easier to stay concentrated, to get back up, to stay motivated. And I'm not going to lie to you, it is going to take a heck of a lot of discipline to finally break up with those bad habits. If you are serious about exiting your lazy girl era for good, if you are serious about being more productive, if you are ready to do the work that you need to do to get you closer to your dream life, you will find a way to do it. You are already that girl. You listen to self-improvement podcasts just like this one. You might think these little habits are silly, like they don't have a big impact on your life, but trust me when I tell you they do. It is time to get up. The time is now. Stop sitting around and wasting valuable hours of your life every week on things that are going to do nothing for you. Get up. Live your life. Start working on your dreams. You're going to be so much happier as a result of that. I am here to hold your hand and help guide you through it. We are in this together. So in those moments when you're trying to ditch those bad habits and you really just don't have the discipline, just do it. Use the 3-2-1 method. 3, 2, 1, go. Don't think about it. Get out of bed. In the moments when you're like, oh, I don't want to do it, say 3, 2, 1 and go. 3, 2, 1, get out of bed. 3, 2, 1, go to the gym. 3, 2, 1, stop scrolling. 3, 2, 1, go get your dream life.